Hello, I'm Pintoon from OdishaTV.in bringing you today's news from Odisha. First, the headlines. A week before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Indian Oil Corporation at Paradip, a major fire breaks out at atmospheric and vacuum distillation unit. Surveyors, temple administration to take a final decision on entry of Prime Minister to the sanctum sanctorum of the Sri Jagannath temple for the darshan of the Trinity. Fate of students of Narayan Olympiad School pushed into darkness as the educational institution is running without CBSE affiliation. Normal life disrupted in Dhenkanal district due to band observed by the BJP demanding ₹10 lakh ex gratia to family of the raped girl. And Odia girl Susri Shreya Mishra gets featured in 2 pages of the Kingfisher calendar 2016. Now the details. After 5 hours of hectic efforts with 7 fire tenders, the major fire that broke out at the atmospheric and vacuum distillation unit of the Indian Oil Corporation Limited refinery at Paradip was brought under control on Saturday. According to sources, 4 fire tenders of IOCL were initially pressed into service to douse the flame. But the intensity of the fire was so high that 3 more fire tenders were brought from PPL, Paradip Port and IFCO to control the fire. Though no loss of life has been reported, substantial property has been gutted in the fire. The exact amount of loss can be ascertained only after the completion of the assessment, which will be done today, said an IOCL official. Following the incident, we have closed the nearby units of IOCL, but the fire is now under control and we will restart operations soon after the repair work, the official added. Union Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, who was present at the refinery during the accident, is scheduled to visit the spot again to assess the damage there. Earlier on Saturday, Pradhan reviewed arrangements for Modi's visit to the plant on February 7. Notably, a fire engulfed the atmospheric and vacuum distillation unit near the number 1 gate of IOCL on Saturday evening, triggering panic among the employees and locals. The fire broke out just a week before the visit of Prime Minister, raising alarms over the inauguration of the 15 MMTPA plant. The Surveyors and temple administration will take a final decision on the entry of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the sanctum sanctorum of the Sri Jagannath temple for the darshan of the Trinity during his visit to the holy town on February 7. Informing this to the media here on Saturday, Niti Prasasak of Sri Jagannath Temple Administration Pradeep Das said the temple administration in its first round meeting has discussed about the visit of the Prime Minister to the temple and steps to be taken for his smooth darshan of the Lords. A final decision would be taken at the second round meeting between the Chhattisgarh Nijog at 5 in the evening and the temple managing committee at 7 p.m. on February 1. Most probably, the temple administration would make provisions for the Prime Minister for the darshan of the Lords inside the sanctum sanctorum, he added. Talking about the schedule of the Prime Minister during his visit to Puri, Additional District Collector Udhav Charan Majhi said the Prime Minister, after arriving at the helipad on the outskirts of Puri at 10:40 in the morning, will proceed to Sri Jagannath Temple at 10:55 a.m. for the darshan of the Lords. He will stay at the temple till 11:40 a.m.
एथिपाई प्राथमिक पर्याय आलोचना होईछि द्वितीय पर्याय आलोचना आम परदिन छत्तीसगढ़ निजोग एवं एमसी रे से विषय डिस्कसन करूँ तापर व्यवस्थावली फाइनाल हम जिते दूर संभावना आम गर्भगृह रे नहीं कि प्रधानमंत्री को दर्शन करवा व्यवस्था करूँ.
The fate of students of Bhubaneswar-based Narayan Olympiad School is pushed into darkness as the educational institution is running without the Central Board of Secondary Education affiliation. Though Narayan Olympiad School is offering courses from nursery to class 10 as per CBSE syllabus, the school has not yet received the approval from the Central Educational Board. Therefore, neither registration of the students studying at the school located in Unit 8 in the state's capital city will be possible, nor will they be able to sit for the CBSE board exam for class 10. The matter came to light after the CBSE received allegations regarding Narayan Olympiad School. Besides, the state government has not given the mandatory no objection certificate to the school. The school's name is not among the list of 42 schools in the city which have CBSE affiliation. The board authorities have asked the schools which have not featured in the list available on the CBSE website not to admit students. Still, the unaffiliated schools admit students and make arrangements with the CBSE affiliated schools so that their students could appear for the board exam. For this purpose, the unaffiliated schools are collecting big amount from parents of the students. Earlier, similar allegations were made against Guru Nanak English Medium Public School located at Kharabel Nagar in the city.
अभी तक कोई भी नारायण स्कूल सीबीएसई से एफिलिएटेड नहीं है पूरे उड़ीसा स्टेट में, और जो भी बच्चे जो 9th 10th 11th के पढ़ रहे हैं इसमें अनएफिलिएटेड स्कूल में, उसके लिए सीबीएसई जिम्मेदार नहीं होगी किसी तरह से. वो एग्जाम में नहीं बैठ पाएंगे, रजिस्ट्रेशन उनका नहीं हो पाएगा.
Normal life came to a standstill in Dhenkanal district due to bandh observed by the BJP demanding 10 lakh ex gratia to the family of the minor girl of Maluguda village under Bhuban police limits who was murdered after being raped. The agitating members of the Saffron party burnt tires at Kali Bazar and blocked the National Highway 53, bringing vehicular movement in the area to a grinding halt. All educational institutes, private organizations and business establishments remain closed during the bandh, which will be observed till 12 noon today. However, emergency services remained operational as the protesters spared the services from the shutdown. Notably, on January 24, Sibananda Pradhan, a resident of the village, had kidnapped 10-year-old daughter of Gangadhar Pradhan and raped her. Later, Pradhan murdered her and threw the body. Kendrapada MP Baijant Panda has said he will not tolerate corruption and bad quality work in infrastructure projects and will keep on inspecting sites. A release issued by the MP's office said this on Saturday after his visit to Gobari Bridge construction site in Mahanga of Cuttack district. MP had been to the bridge site on 25th of this month based on public complaints that the work is being done with substandard materials and lots of corruption is being done in such infrastructure projects in Mahanga constituency. The release added. The people involved in this corruption were conspiring not to have MP's visit to the place and were also planning to create disturbance during MP's visit, it added. The statement was issued following the collapse of the first desk slab, roof casting of Gobari Bridge on Jaleshwar Baradia Road in Mahanga of Cuttack district. Taking note of rampant pilferage of coal from the coal mines in the country, the Union Coal Ministry has decided to make GPS tracking devices mandatory in each coal mine. Installation of CCTVs at all vulnerable points like entry and exit gates, way bridges and sidings are among the other measures which would be undertaken very soon, the Union Coal Secretary Anil Swarup has said. After arriving at the district headquarters earlier in the day, the Union Coal Secretary visited the MCL coal mine at Lakhanpur and attended the groundbreaking ritual for a new coal washery of MCL with 10 million ton annual production capacity. From there, he went to visit two open cast mines at Lakhanpur and Belpahad. Later, in a meeting with MCL officials, Swarup praised the efforts of MCL in coal exploration and infrastructure development. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, he said MCL has set a target of producing 250 million tons of coal per year by 2020. He also said that the volume of coal transport has substantially gone up in the recent past due to proper coordination with the railway authorities. It's worthwhile to mention coal meets around 52% of commercial energy needs in India as against 29% the world over. Besides, about 66% of country's power generation is coal-based.
I can assure you that by 31st of March, GPS mapping of every truck that moves in every colliery in the country shall be done, and we should also have geofencing. We will have electronic way bridging. So a number of steps are being taken in this regard.
The Congress party has decided to hold the Juba Garjan Samaves in Bhubaneswar apparently on February 15 instead of next Tuesday. Though an official communication from the party in this regard is yet to be made, sources said it will be announced soon. The age-old party, to expose failure of the state government on all fronts, had decided to congregate in the state capital on January 2. But highly placed sources said All India Congress Committee reportedly didn't agree with the state unit's plan for such a huge crowd-gathering move on the particular day, which coincides with 10-year completion of National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme launched by party President Sonia Gandhi. Sources said the party, though not in power, is going to commemorate the achievement of the scheme in a grand way. Meanwhile, party insiders said the party was divided on the date of the event. While party's senior leader and coordination committee member Lulu Mahapatra wanted it on Tuesday, PCC President Prasad Harichandan and some senior leaders didn't agree with the idea, considering the NREGA celebrations. The difference in opinion was evident as Harichandan had not spoken to the media about the event earlier, even if arrangements were being made to make the day successful.
2 तारिख दिन ये नारदा आलोचना हम एवं जो नेक्स्ट मीटिंग हम राज्य आम समस्त युवक आणबू से आमरी भितर सब आडजस्टमेंट हो कारण कांग्रेस दल गोटे दल हजार फाट निज भितर थे सिंह महिषी सिंह ये सब एक.
The Board of Secondary Education on Saturday uploaded the admit cards for the students who will appear in the annual high school certification examinations beginning from February 22nd. Informing this to the media, BSc President Professor Daksha Prasad Nanda said the board had uploaded the admit cards of the students on the website indiaresults.com. A record number of 6,01,348 students have filled up forms for the annual high school certificate examinations this year. As per the recommendation of the district level committees, the board has finalized 2,882 centers where the examinations would be conducted. Of the 2,882 centers, 305 have been selected as nodal centers where the question papers and the answer sheets of the students would be kept with 24-hour security. Of the 305 nodal centers, 22 are police stations in the Maoist-prone districts. Asked about the dispatch of question papers to the examination centers, Nanda said, as per the decision of the board, a dispatch team comprising board employees will leave for the nodal centers with the question papers and OMR seats in the afternoon, a day before the commencement of the examination, with police protection, and hand over the materials to the concerned center superintendents.
देखो चलित वर्ष आमर मैट्रिक परीक्षा रेकर्ड संख्यक छात्र छात्री फॉर्म फिलअप कर जोटा कि 6,01,348 एपाई आमर जिला स्तरीय कमिटी जो परीक्षा केन्द्र गुड़िक सुपारिश करगुड़िक आमर एग्जामिनेशन कमिटी तर्जमा करा अप्रूव करा चलित वर्ष यही परीक्षा केन्द्र 2,882 रही. ए परीक्षा केन्द्र मानक मध्यरु 305 नोडाल सेंटर भाबे आमे विवेचना करिछु जोठी कि एंटायर सेंटर समस्त प्रश्नपत्र गुड़िक 24 घंटिया पुलिस प्रहरा मध्य सुरक्षित करी रखा जिवो.
तो एसु को मॉनिटरिंग करा जिवो केमती ताको सुपरविजन केमती करियो
देखंतु नोडाल सेंटर रे आमे नोडाल सेंटर रो सुपरवाइजर जन को अपॉइंटमेंट करिछु डेप्यूटी सुपरवाइजर मध्य अपॉइंटमेंट करिछु एवं प्रत्येक परीक्षा पूर्व दिन आफ्टरनून रे से ता परदिन परीक्षा प्रश्नपत्र गुड़िक गोटे डिस्पैच टीम नहीं विथ पुलिस प्रोटेक्शन विभिन्न परीक्षा केन्द्र में पहुंचाई देवे. परीक्षा केन्द्र एवं नोडाल सेंटर चयन करवा जोटा कि आम कर सारीचु या बेस करी आम एडमिट कार्ड जेनेट हम. चलित वर्ष आम भावुँ 2टा वे एडमिट कार्ड पे जोगेदेबू बोथ ऑनलाइन एवं ऑफलाइन. आम भावुँ फेब्रुआरी प्रथम सप्ताह सुधा एडमिट कार्ड गुड़िक जेनेट करी विद्यालय मान पठाईदेबू एवं कौ वेबसाइट रे उपलब्ध हे सेगुड़िक जनईदेबू.
The Odisha government has decided to make a special allocation for Pani Panchayat in the budget for the 2016-17 fiscal, said Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik in Bhubaneswar on Saturday. Pani Panchayat is a very important program for empowerment of our farmers. It has been working successfully. We will further strengthen it through expansion of activity and capacity building of our farmers, Patnaik said at the concluding ceremony of the Pani Panchayat fortnight at the Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology premises at Bhubaneswar. Claiming that Pani Panchayat is a popular scheme for the farmers of Odisha, the Chief Minister said since the launch of the scheme in 2002, there has been a sea change in water management in the state. The scheme has not only played an important role in the empowerment of farmers, productivity had also increased substantially due to crop diversification, as the farmers have been able to grow diverse crops due to availability of water round the clock. Reiterating that the state government had given more emphasis on agriculture, Patnaik said his government had made special budget provision for the development of the agriculture sector and implemented a number of schemes for the welfare of the farmers. He also informed that the state government had entrusted the management of minor irrigation systems to the farmers, which will continue in the coming days.
चलित वर्ष जल संपद विभाग बजेट 1000 करोड़ और कृषि विभाग बजेट 500 करोड़ वृद्धि कराई पानी पंचायत विकास और दक्षता वृद्धि 2016-17 फाइनेंशियल ईयर में एक स्वतंत्र बजेट व्यवस्था रखा योजना कर।
Photos of Susri Shreya Mishra, a resident of Sambalpur in Odisha, got featured in 2 pages of the Kingfisher calendar 2016. In February month page, photo of Mishra is wearing a silver and yellow swimsuit, whereas in July month page, the Odia beauty has cladded in a black bikini. The calendar was shot by celebrity photographer Atul Kasbekar at beautiful locations around the world. Photos of Maya Hendricks, Noyanita Lodh, Aishwarya Susmita and Aisha Sharma have been featured in the Kingfisher calendar. Notably, Mishra was a participant in Femina Miss India 2015 and had won 2 special awards, Miss Ramp 1 and Miss Vivacious. She had also represented India in Miss United Continent in 2015. The 5 feet 9 inch beauty had won the Best National Costume title in the pageant. Notably, the United Breweries Group of India has been publishing the Kingfisher calendar annually since 2003. Before wrapping up, the headlines once again. A week before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Indian Oil Corporation at Paradip, a major fire breaks out at atmospheric and vacuum distillation unit. Surveyors, temple administration to take a final decision on entry of Prime Minister to the sanctum sanctorum of the Sri Jagannath temple for the darshan of the Trinity. Fate of students of Narayan Olympiad School pushed into darkness as the educational institution is running without CBSE affiliation. Normal life disrupted in Dhenkanal district due to band observed by the BJP demanding ₹10 lakh ex gratia to family of the raped girl. And Odia girl Susri Shreya Mishra gets featured in 2 pages of the Kingfisher calendar 2016. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.